Hello everyone and welcome to the April new releases video, and today I have 6 new fantastic picks for you. So I don't know what it is, maybe it's because I'm watching Outlander, but time travel seems to have become popular again. So first up I have a book for you with some time travel topics. It's A Now, Then and Everywhen and by Rysa Walker. And it seems fantastic. It seems to be about Madison and Tyson, and Madison starts going back from a future from now, back to the past, and she does a journey, and then when she comes back she realizes that millions of lives has been erased, and no one in the world seems to know that except for her family, because her family has a mystical past with this agency that has opened the key, the key has opened this book of the Kronos origins, which allows the time travel, I suppose. Then we have Tyson, on the other hand, in a more distant future, going back to the past to monitor some activities with the Civil War, and then he discovers that when he goes back, the past is not what he's learnt it to be and what he has expected it to be, because it's been changed. So I assume this is from Madison's visit, and they now have to work together. So I suppose they go back together to the same past, because they have to work together to make sure that they don't erase everything that they know from the past. So yeah, to juggle these timelines can be quite difficult and result to a few plot holes. But if she does this well, I can see this book being very fascinating and sort of a book that you would have to think about how everything ties together. So yeah, very excited about this book. It comes out the 1st of April, so check that one out. So for the next book I've got as well A Time of Courage, and this is written by Gwynne, and it will be releasing on the 2nd of April. So this one appears to be angels and demons. There's going to be a banishment to another world, a banished land. There's a war going on. There's pride, and the king and his wife Frida is sort of battling against everything to free the lands. I expect this to be a little bit similar to the end battle in like Thor Ragnarok or something like that. I'm expecting it to be medieval sword sorcery, or not even medieval, just sword and sorcery, fantasy, superhero sort of battle type of war. There's going to be someone very powerful as a leader of the good, and as well equally as the leader of the bad. They might be, because there seems that there's like the weapon made of starstone. So yeah, I can see this being that sort of, we see a lot of fighting, a lot of war scenes, and a lot of pride, a lot of maybe strategizing, war techniques, and to beat these angels, the battle angels of this war. So yeah, I thought this could be some sort of little bit of a testosterone in our lives, and maybe there is a female heroine in there as well. So yeah, don't forget to check this book out as well. It sounds also amazing. And for our third book I have picked When He Is Dark by Suzanne Wright, and this book comes out on the 7th of April, and it is a bit of my guilty pleasure. I think that this book will be quite similar in genre but not in content as the Paranormal Pie Files by Jenna Wolfhard, which I really liked as well. So Bree is put, you know, she's on Earth. She has someone that's been put on Earth for her, so I suppose some sort of angel, who is meant for her as a soulmate, but for some reason he is dark and twisted and cruel, and when she hears that he's dead, she just feels relief, because the one she loves is someone she cannot have, and it is the Wolverine wolf shifter Alpha in her clan, who is supposed to marry her cousin. And so she's a cat shifter, so I'm not really sure what a cat shifter would be. I've never read about cat shifters, but I suppose some sort of maybe cheetah or panther or leopard or jaguar or something like that, or maybe not. And then I am suspecting there to be like a pack rivalry, or some sort of hierarchy within the pack. So on the other hand, Alex, who is this nice alpha, hot and sexy, seems to he doesn't like people that's not genuine, but then he feels that he has been dishonest as well, because he keeps lying about how much he wants Bree, and pretends he doesn't want her, and just sort of teases her and puts her off and scares her away, because they're not supposed to be together. So yeah, a little bit of a triangle drama, a little bit of naughtiness, and I suspect that because it says that they assume this soulmate that's been put on Earth for Bree is, they assume he's dead, I assume that he will be coming back as well. So I am expecting a little bit of a fight there between the males. So very exciting, very guilty pleasure, very paranormal romance, so at its best. So I hope you will enjoy this one as well. Okay, so moving on, we're going to the fourth book. So April Fools, and it's not April's Fool as in the first date of April. It is April, who is the girl's name, and this book is written by Robbie Cox, and will be releasing on the 16th of April. So this is about a circus family who is also, there's a lot of wolf shifter in the circus, and they travel around, and there's a killer on the loose, and when they come to Black Hallows, this Wyatt who meets April, who is there trying to get away from a lot of different sort of scientific experiment in the society, and I think they sort of fall in love, and together they are trying to find out who the killer is, who is sort of going around killing people in the circus, to see that the circus family will not all just die, and the ringmaster, most importantly, to make sure that he is safe. So this is also seems to be like a paranormal romance with a bit of a crime investigation in it, so it should also be very exciting for just a light read. Okay, so next up we have, and oh my, this book looks nice on the cover, and it's the Lord of Hell. So this is book 2 in the Dragon Demigod series, and if you remember the first one, the Lord of Fire, it was about the man who sort of was a mechanic in a sort of repairing the cars sort of shop that he owned, and he wanted to get away from everyone, and then a blonde, or there was a woman walking in on him, and they fell in love, and her brother has some few issues, so she was running away from bad guys who he wanted. So it was a sort of paranormal romance, trying to protect the girl and the male just being awesome. So this seems to be something completely different. So I was not sure how these two books are going to be linked together, or how the theme links together. But this is about Hades' son, and how he wants the approval of his father, who is cruel, he is cunning, and he does evil things. So he doesn't know really why he wants to go back to him, and why he wants his approval, but he does. As hell is a bad place to be, it's not very nice, and still he goes back. So there's no description here of any paranormal romance whatsoever. There's no woman mentioned in the blurb, and only this theme of him wanting to please his father, so I suppose he might do things that he doesn't really stand for. Maybe he's trying to be evil, but I do hope he does meet someone who puts him right. Yes, so if you have read this book, or will read this book when it comes out on the 22nd of April, then explain to me how this all works. I would love to hear your comments and feedback on. So this is Charlene Hartnady that's been writing this series, and yeah, so this sounds like a fascinating read as well, so have a look at that. Okay, so yeah, last but not least, we have A Dark Rose on the Paranormal Prison series, and this is a paranormal romance by Niobe Marsh, and it will be releasing on the 30th of April. And because there are so many things that sort of hints at but doesn't tell why, it does really intrigue me. So it says that there's a garden between Celine and Anceline that grows, and it's very dark and it's full of fays, and they have their kingdom there, and there seems to be a human meeting one of these fays, Gailin, and he says that it is the best day and the worst day of his life, and she says that she thought he loved her, but he was just lying and it wasn't true, and now she is imprisoned in this fey prison where the punishment is forged by them and something you can never believe, which is why I want to find out what it is. Yeah, so it seems to be a paranormal romance, and I'm not sure if it's just going to be them sort of falling in love and falling out of love, or if he then are going to try to rescue her. But it does say that welcome to the dark garden, and if you come in, you don't go out alive. So that is very interesting, and I can't wait to see your comments and reactions on this series. So yeah, with all of these books, if you have any comments, or you know, you read them and then you want to comment later, please do so in the comment section below. I'm gonna now run through what we have gone through today. So let's start with Now, Then and Everywhen by Rysa Walker. Will be releasing on the 1st of April. Then we had the Time of Courage by Gwynne that will be releasing on the 2nd of April. Then we had When He Is Dark by Suzanne Wright that will be releasing on the 7th of April. Then we also had April Fools by Robbie that will be releasing on the 16th of April. Then we had The Lord of Hell by Charlene Hartnady that will be releasing on the 22nd of April. And last but not least, we have The Dark Rose by Niobe Marsh that will be releasing on the 30th of April. So yeah, so if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so now. And I wish you all a very good day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!